Oh my goodness, vinyl fans. It's new amplifier day here at Let's Clean a Record.
Yay!
Join us as we unbox these mono blocks and get them in the system. It's like Christmas
Oh, it's totally like Christmas.
here at Let's Clean a Record. Let's get this bad boy open. By the way, these amps are from Crid Lab out of Canada. They are 2A3 powered amps, so we're talking about 3.5 watts a channel. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, I definitely recommend Crid Lab. And the gentleman that owns them, Frank. Frank is one of the finest men in the audio business. That's a for sure. And
Frank's the man.
he is not only the man, he is like ultra obsessive about these things. So my kind of guy. No fancy packaging with Crid Lab amps because they're handmade one at a time. So, but I will say this is well packaged. Crid Labs out of Canada. There you go.
Yes.
What do you think of the color?
Just gorgeous.
Isn't it nice? It's a beautiful paint
So
job.
well done. Oh, I can't wait. How exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, we have some beautiful, if I'm going to, let me say this right, Hashimoto transformers.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear them.
Can't wait. All right, let's get to the other box. Frank included a recommended AC cable. Zafino. I don't know the brand. Look at that. Fancy little container. Oh, look at that. Don't you just love beefy AC cables? Yes.
Well,
Yes, we do. Fantastic. All right, now let's unbox the other one. Okay, fellas, let's talk tubes. You'll notice we have two sets of tubes. Well, obviously we have two for each amp, but then we have yet another set of tubes. The idea is that we're going to use these to break in the amplifier. They're a little less expensive. I still think they'll sound great, but once the amps are fully broken in, we'll go over to these. So we have our rectifier tubes. Yes, I am wearing a glove. You don't have to do that, but if you put your greasy fingerprints on the tube, wipe it off before you turn on the amp. These are from Electro Harmonics, the rectifiers. Our small signal tubes, also from Electro Harmonics. And the power tubes, the 2A3s, also from Electro Harmonics. We got all of these, by the way, from vivitubes.com. It's a good source for good quality tubes. We'll put a link below. Small signal tubes, the rectifier tubes that we're ultimately going to end up with are from Sophia Electric. They look quite different. Very cool look to them. They have a blue glass. That's the good stuff there, guys.
oh, lovely.
Yeah. Look how big they are for rectifier tubes.
Kind of reminds me of a lava lamp.
Yeah, they do look like a lava lamp. And then, I'll set this here, our power tubes. Yeah. These are the bee's knees. Good
Awesome.
stuff. All right, so let's get our break-in tubes installed and we'll get it in the system. Yeah. Oh, that's the stuff. Nice. There we go. Well, it's been 2 weeks since we installed the new 2A3 amps into the system, so they're pretty much fully broken in. You've seen that we've swapped out our break-in tubes for the tubes that we'll ultimately be using here. And it's time to report on what we think. Before I get to that, if you haven't seen a previous episode where we describe how we are amplifying the system, there'll be a link below. But in a nutshell, this is a bi-amped system, meaning rather than using a passive crossover, we have an electronic crossover, and that crossover, the slopes and the frequencies and so forth, happen before the amplification. So our amplifiers are tied directly to the drivers that they serve. This is a two-way system, so in our case we have a total of 4 amplifiers, 2 on each side. Now previously, we were using on the mid-range high-frequency driver, which in our case are voxatives, 300B amp from Airtight Audio. Now we have 2A3 amps driving those, much less powerful. The 300B would have put out 7-8 watts a channel. This is about 3.5 watts a channel. So how does it sound now that everything's broken in and we have our good tubes in place? It absolutely sounds more musical than anything I've ever had in my home, and we've been doing this for almost 50 years now.
Well, it sounds glorious.
It absolutely sounds glorious. Not only more musical and natural and just palpable, but it does the hi-fi audiophile thing so beautifully. The sound staging is what I'm referring to. Just deep and wide. Is there anything to complain about? Well, I'll find something. And what it is I'm going through a little bit of 300B withdrawal. I think that's what is happening here. The 300Bs have this sort of punchiness, in-your-face quality that is addicting. It's here's an analogy that might help. Imagine the painting, a great painting from a master. With the 300Bs, it was like having a Marc Chagall, or maybe a Vasily Kandinsky, something like that, where every time you see it, you're just like, oh, it's so fun, it's so cool, it's so interesting. What I have now with an all 2A3 setup is more along the lines of a Vermeer or a Caravaggio. It's almost too perfect. If there's any complaint here, that's it. There's a little, I long a little bit for that I'm going to call it that punchiness that you get with the 300B. Now, is there anything I can do to get a little bit of that back? I'm not going back to the 300Bs. There's no way. We're sticking with 2A3s. Perhaps I should have heeded Frank from Triode Labs' initial thought, which was to go with parallel 2A3, where you have 2A3 amps on each side in parallel. It's a bit more powerful. Maybe, but we didn't go that route, and unfortunately there's no such thing as a high-end audio store that stocks all kinds of single-ended triode amps. It's just there's not that big of a market for it, so I can't just swap different kinds in and out until I find what I like best. You gotta commit to these one-off handmade amps and buy them, and they're not cheap. But I don't regret the decision I made. I think there is some more improvement. Certainly the tubes still need to fully break in, and there'll be some changes there. We can tweak the crossover a little bit, although it's pretty close, so it'll be minor adjustments. But I think we found a winner, and I am sure I will get over my 300B DTs before too long.
You're just afraid you found the perfect sound.
Well, maybe so, but we can't have that. Audiophile Nervosa will continue, and we will continue to tweak and enjoy the system. But I really appreciate you guys coming along on our journey with these new amplifiers. It really is a glorious thing we got going here, so we're going to enjoy the heck out of it. And we promise on the next episode, we're going to get back to actually cleaning records. So I hope you join us for that, and we'll see you at the next record. Hey fellas, check it out. This is the amplifier that's being replaced. Now there's nothing wrong with this amp. It's an Airtight Audio out of Japan. This is a directly heated single triode, just like the ones we bought, but this is a 300B design. Those 300B tubes will put out about 7 to 8 watts a channel versus the 3.5 that we put out with 2A3 amps. This is a gorgeous amplifier. In fact, if we were not actively bi-amping, this is definitely the amp that I would be using. We're going to put it up for sale, probably on Steve Hoffman forums, maybe US Audio Mart, that sort of thing. and I can't wait till we find the right home for it. It's a beautiful amplifier. This is among the last ones that was made by the father. Oh my God.
You get the thumb on the right side.
Oh, hold on. Oh, little finger will work. Oh, there we go.